Welcome to Dr. Charles Speaks, a podcast for now. You've joined us for a special series of transformational talks, selected exclusively from Dr. Charles's corporate success calls. The 15-minute calls are designed to encourage leaders, activate your thought life, and prepare you for the challenges ahead. Dr. Charles joins every call with a blend of his personal experiences, his expertise as a John Maxwell certified mentor and coach, and of course, his more than 30 years of exceptional experience in both corporate America and ministry. Get motivated with Dr. Charles Speaks, a transformational talk from the red line on today's podcast, inspiring excellence and generating results.
Good day, my friends, and let's make it a great day. Thank you, and thank you again for joining me on the Red Line Corporate Success Call. I know this 15 minutes will make a difference to start your week off on a positive note, and certainly it is my hope, it is my desire, my aim to inspire you on today to continue, that is, to challenge yourself and continue to grow in your personal growth. You know, we never stop growing. We never stop learning. From 8 to 80 years old, there is always an opportunity to continue to add value, continue to be relevant in times that we live in. And as the old folks would say, 99 and a half won't do. I'm trying to make 100. And so we're striving each and every day. And so on today, I just want to talk about on the subject matter of character in times like these. You know, it's so important. I remember my grandmother's friend, when she talked about the word character, she said character. And what she meant by that is the way we act. And we're actors as we go forth in life. And how do we present ourselves is our character. And so whenever you lead people, when you think about leadership, it's as if they, the followers, consent to take a journey with you. And that's what you've got to sell the people you're leading first before you sell the dream, the ideal, or the initiative. They look at you as the leader, and they're going to decide whether or not to go on the journey or basically check out and find someone else to follow. The way that the trip is going to turn out is really predicted by your character. And with good character, the longer the trip, the better it seems. But if your character is flawed, the longer the trip is, the worse it gets. Well, why is that? Because, as I've said, no one enjoys spending time with someone that they don't trust. And so when you really think about this word character, from the two sides of being one of positive and one being negative, people would like to follow more positive than negative. At least I like to believe that. Poor character is really like a time bomb. It's just ticking and tick-tocking away. It's only a matter of time before it blows up, and a person's ability to perform and the capacity to lead, it will be obvious whether or not you're following the right person. Because people with weak characters, they really are not trustworthy, and trust is truly the foundation of leadership. Now, I don't proclaim to be better and be 100%. I'm learning. I'm growing. There are still some flaws, even in my own character. I'm just being real with you, and I want to continue to get better, continue to grow. That is certainly my aim, and that should be yours too. I'm never going to be satisfied where I'm at. I want to continue to be the best Dr. Charles that I can be, and that whatever deposit that I can make in others along the way that I encounter, that I meet, that it would be a positive and lasting a positive experience. And so when you really think about this word character, I want to focus on these three main areas. Number one, integrity. You hear that word and you say, well, does this person have integrity? And what are you talking about, Dr. Charles? Integrity is making a commitment to yourself to be honest and to be truthful, even when it hurts. And that's what people want to be able to see, is that you're transparent, that you are a person that is sharing with folks what your insights are and how you're going to go about doing your business, and just keeping the lines of communication open in an honest and truthful way, even when the truth is not always popular. When you talk about character, integrity starts off. That's the number one. And so you have to make that commitment before you even get into the situation that may bring your integrity in question. What would you do in advance than trying to make a decision right there on the spot? A lot of times when you make a decision on the spot, depending on how you feel, depending upon the pressure that people are putting on you, you may make the wrong decision on that particular day. But there are just certain things that you just put in your catalog that you simply are not going to do. And that may be, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to cheat, I'm not going to steal. These are things that I have decided in advance, so that when I'm tempted to do any one of those three things, the decision in my mind has already been made up, and there's no way that I am going to do those things. And that's what keeps integrity intact, because when you don't set those things in advance, things can come at you in a way that may not be so direct, but something that lures you into a situation that you find yourself getting deeper and deeper into a situation that you don't want to be in. We read that sometimes in the political arena, where you see politicians have taken a bribe or have you scratch my back, I scratch your back, that kind of relationship, and then at some point it comes out, and so that becomes an issue, and they may even lose their job, or they may have to go to serve time in jail, but they didn't set their guards up in advance, and maybe they did and they let them down, and then they regret them. But all you have is your integrity, because people then are on the outside looking in, and they will make comments and they will judge you. The second thing as relates to character that I want to share, what's important, is being authentic. That is so important. And what does that mean? That means just simply being yourself with everyone. So the question is, who are you today? Are you going to be authentic, or are you going to play a role each and every day? That gets to become old, because then you forget what you was on Monday, because you changed up so much Tuesday through Friday that all of these different signals you sent, and people looking in and says, well, we don't know who we're going to have today. This personality on Tuesday, another personality on Wednesday. And so people get turned off on that, and they run in the other direction. So consistently being who you are, consistently being authentic. And that is so important, because that will be the measurement of people as they follow you. They'll know that you are a person who has great intentions and set out each and every day to do the right thing and to shoot straight with them in their conversations with you, knowing that you can believe what they say because you have no ill intent in terms of that conversation. The third thing that is so important as it relates to character building is discipline. We talked about integrity, talked about being authentic, discipline, and that just simply means doing the right things every day, regardless of how you feel. You know, I tell folks that when it comes to doing things the right way, then stay on the sidewalk. Don't cut across the grass on a beaten path and try to take the easy way out, but do the things the right way, and you'll find that you'll get the greater results, and you'll find that people will appreciate you in terms of your discipline, and that they know that you're not going to be tempted to take the easy route out, but you're going to be disciplined and doing the things the right way. And whether it's sunny outside or whether it's raining outside, you're going to do, no matter what your feelings may be, you're going to be consistent. You're going to do things the right way, and people are going to take notice. So how do leaders earn respect? You earn it through integrity. You earn it through being authentic. You earn it through discipline. Not just those three, but those are some key attributes that I picked out. And by making sound decisions, you can add that by admitting to your own mistakes and by putting what's best for the followers. Hear me. What's best for the followers, not what's best for me, but what's best for the followers and the organization ahead of my personal agenda. So it's not about me. You've heard me say over and over again, we're not just managers, but we're really servant leaders. The question today for you would be, how trustworthy would your followers say you are? How can you measure that trust? By how open they are with you. That's one way. If you set out first to do the things that are right, to do the things that are honest, then people will be open with you and they will share their opinions with you, even the negative ones. Do they give you bad news, or do you have a bunch of people to just keep everything away from you? How about your colleagues? Do they share with you? They look to you as a leader? Do they consistently put their trust in you? These are some things that you may ask yourself, because if you're someone that they can't trust, then you're cut off the line of communication, because they'll say, don't tell them, because they'll go out and gossip and tell everybody else. And so when you really think about what we've been talking about and building trust and character being the foundation of really what leadership is all about, and getting people to go along with you and follow you, then we are certainly leading from the front. And that's really what leadership is all about, is taking the mantle, leading from the front by example, and understanding that none of us as leaders are perfect, but then being able to be real with people and shoot people straight. And when you made a mistake, be able to own it, because people tend to be a little bit more tolerant when you make mistakes and you own it and you do something about it and you learn from it and don't continue to make the same mistakes. They'll follow you. But if you're making excuses and blaming people over and over, it's a turnoff, and people will stop following you. So I hope today I have been able to at least get the dialogue going, at least have us look within ourselves and look in the mirror and say, what is it that I can do? What is it that I can shape better in my life? And, one of the things that you can get is feedback from your best friend, from your spouse or significant others. They'll tell you and shoot straight with you and make some adjustment along the way. So in closing, I like to quote J.R. Miller. He once said, the only thing that walks back from the tomb with the mourners and refuses to be buried is the character of the person. This is true. What a person is, that is what survives them. It could never be buried. And that is an eye-opener when I think about that, because when I leave this life and what I would like to leave behind, it's going to be character. And you can't get too much done in life if you only work on the days when you feel good. I want to thank you for joining on today. We've been talking about character in times like these. Let's start with number one, ourselves. And believe me, it'll make a difference right where you're standing, right where you work. And it's contagious. And before we know it, we'll have more people positive, more people doing great things, more people leading by example, positive examples, that we can make this world and this place a better place. You have been listening to The Red Line, the Corporate Success Call. This is Dr. Charles. Let's go back to work and let's make it a great week. God bless. Take care.
Thank you for listening to Dr. Charles Speaks. Visit drcharlesred.com for booking info for your ministry, business, or leadership team. Get info about The Red Line, a 15-minute corporate success call each Monday morning with Dr. Charles. Follow Dr. Charles on all social media at Dr. Charles Red. Subscribe to the podcast here for every episode of Dr. Charles Speaks. Thanks for joining us. Like Dr. Charles always says, no matter what, never, never, never give up. Until next time.